Yes boys, welcome to the Pro Tactics video series. In today's video I'll show you guys the 4-3-1-2 formation including tactics, which has been used by many pro players and myself as well. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so you won't miss any of my PES 2021 content. At the moment I'm 1400 subscribers away from 10k. If we can reach that incredible milestone before the end of this year, I'll host a big giveaway as thank for your support. So hit that subscribe button, and for now enjoy this video. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we go to preset tactics and then change your formation into 4-3-1-2, also known as the 4-4-2 diamond formation. As you can see, we've got 4 defenders, a defensive midfielder, 2 central midfielders, an attacking midfielder, a shadow striker and a central forward. There's not much that need to be changed. The only thing I prefer is having 2 central forwards instead of 1. Some players like to make use of 3 central forwards, but I think you won't have much of variation in the attack when all 3 of your forwards are positioned at the same area and keep making the same runs. I think that will become predictable to your opponent, so I've chosen for an attacking midfielder behind the 2 strikers to be a connecting point from the midfield to the attack. Besides being a connecting point, it's also a player's position to make runs between or behind the strikers for the variation. If we're looking at the midfield, we've got a solid trio which includes 2 central midfielders and then 1 defensive midfielder, which will be the connecting point between the defense and the midfield. And looking at the defense, we've got 2 side backs to keep the pitch wide as possible. This is to make it easier to build up from the back, as you will have obvious passing options at the wider areas. Also, another benefit of having side backs is that most pro players are not playing with wingers and only like to play through the middle, so there's a lot of space and time to be gained on the wider areas. Okay, let's have a look at the attacking instructions. The only way to go in this game is by making use of counter-attack. Most of the pro players are making use of that just so that the players will make run forwards when you're having the ball to create dangerous scoring opportunities as quick as possible. Playing on possession is mostly being used when a player is leading and is trying to outplay his opponent on possession. So that one might come handy when you're leading in the second half and just want to win the game rather than scoring more. If we go to build up, we go for short passing. The reason for that is that most pro players are playing very defensively, and when you're having a lot of players up front, it's good to play on short pass, as your players will keep themselves at a certain distance to create passing options. In that way you can break down your opponent's defensive line. Okay, so pro players are aiming to score a goal as quick as possible. To do that, it's most common to attack through the middle, so the attacking area should be set on center. To build a consistent tactic or game plan, you have to keep your players positioned as in your set formation. So we will set the positioning on maintain formation. And as last, we will set the support range between 2 and 4, just to have your players frequently asking the ball close to you, so you can basically create a lot of 1-2 combinations between your players, or even creating triangles further up the pitch. Okay, and then we move on to the defensive instructions. This is very much a personal subject. Some players like to play defensively as possible, but I like to play with the frontline pressure to give my opponent a hard time on his backline when he's trying to build up. Making use of a frontline pressure will leave some gaps behind your attacking line, so to compensate that, we will make use of a high defensive line as well, just to make sure that you keep your whole team compact and close to each other. As most pro players like to attack through the middle, the only way to defend is in the middle as well, so we set the containment area on center. Games on a high level is mostly being played on a high tempo in both attacking and defending. You don't want to give your opponent a lot of time to make his decision when he's trying to build up from the back. So in combination with the frontline pressure, we go for aggressive pressuring. Okay, and then the last part, like I said before, we want to keep all our players close to each other and keep it very compact. So the most logical thing is to keep your compactness between 7 and 9. The last thing we have to do is to set the advanced instructions. The only instructions most pro players are using are defensive and counter target. The biggest benefits of these 2 instructions is to save the stamina of the selected players, so that they will have lots of energy left for the full 90 minutes. In my case, I mostly put the defensive advanced instructions on my defensive midfielder, so that the player will stay behind when I'm attacking. Besides that, it's to save stamina, it also gives a bit of certainty to your defensive line, as you will have an extra defender. Within this formation, I usually have set the counter target on one of my central forwards, and that will mostly be the one with more physical strength and ball control. In this case, that central forward will function like some kind of a target man to stay up front and collecting all the passes from behind. Okay, so that's the game plan for the 4-3-1-2 formation, which has been used by many pro players and myself as well. A small note is that it's not working for everyone, of course. Not all players play the same as others. If it's not working for you, try to change some of the attacking or defensive instructions to your own preferences until you feel comfortable playing with it. I always keep saying this to anyone who's asking me what the best formation and tactics are. You have to try everything out and see for yourself what feels great to play with and be unpredictable to your opponent. Try to be unique, surprise your opponents and get the best out of yourself. As a bonus, I got some gameplay highlights of me playing with this formation and tactics. Hopefully this might help you to take you to the next level. For now, thank you for watching and see you next time. Peace.
Fabinho gets it back. Mohamed Salah. And it's Firmino. Looking to break out here. Now it's Mane. Mane shoots! There it is! The breakthrough strike. Deception. It's on. He's had a go! And yes! Liverpool get themselves into the lead. Now it's Rebecca. Oh, shooting chance! And that's been won straight back. Has a hit!
Them and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Now it's Mohamed Salah. Now it's Roberto Firmino. Good ball. And this, he's had a shot!
There's only one player who merits all the praise for that. Not only did he finish it, but his instincts for being where he was are absolutely top-notch.
Liverpool give themselves a chance. And Firmino! Take a win style! That was glorious. Pinpoint accuracy.
Well, the ball flight may be unpredictable, but the predictable part was the...